Hi, my name is Diegoescandell, and I want to share with you in this video an experience, a beautiful one, an amazing experience of recovering your power, about healing, about becoming free, and mostly about becoming unlimited. Recovering our power, that means remembering who we really are. And now we know from epigenetics and from quantum physics that we are energy, we are an awareness, we are a broadcast sent to the cells, sent to our body. So when we say becoming free, recovering our power, that means, in other words, remembering who we are, that we are not this body, we are not this identity. We are using this body and we are choosing this identity by the frequency, the level of vibration that we peak in this level of awareness. In other words, the state of being is being made from how you think and how you feel. That creates the electromagnetic field that is being sent to our body. If we learn how to change our thoughts and our feelings, we are going to change our identity, and we are going to be able to become somebody new. So we know that we are energy, and to become free, to recover our power, we need to get what we call a state of coherence and balance, which means our energy has to flow in a state of coherence and balance. When we think or when we talk about energy moving in our body, we need to learn something called energy centers. Energy centers are different areas have been discovered in our body that in those specific areas a huge amount of energy is being created. So you're going to see now in this picture that we have 8 energy centers, 7 in our body and the 8th one in our energy field over our head. And you are going to be able to locate them in our body. As we can see, there are 3 first energy centers in the lower part of our body. The 4th one is in the middle of our chest, and then we have 3 more in the top part, and the last one in the energy field. When we are thinking about recovering our power, when we are thinking about becoming free, that means that we need to learn how to send, how to flow that energy from the first 3 centers upwards. And this sounds easy, but is not. When we are living in this three-dimensional reality, in this three-dimensional world, and we believe this world so much, and we believe and we feel the outside world more real than our inside world, our brain starts thinking with no coherence. You're going to see now in this small picture an example of what I'm saying. Pay attention and watch the brain waves when our brain is in a state of coherence and when it's not. Our brain thinks in a non-coherence way when we believe, when we feel the outside world more real than our inside world. Because when that happens, we keep our attention, our energy in people, things, places, or time. And those are all the things that seem to be real in this world. So when we place our attention in people, time, things, and places, and our thoughts go from somebody to somebody else, from one place to another place, from one thing to another thing, and with time, and I don't have time, and the time is not enough. All that kind of thoughts get the brain in a state of non-coherence, and all that thoughts produce that our energy gets stuck in the first three centers. Now let's share some information about the first three centers, what we call the survival mode, because when we have our energy stuck in those three first centers, we are under the effects of stress hormones, stress chemicals. Our body is constantly being pushed and living in a state of emergency. The first energy center is in the base of the spinal cord, in the perineum, around the sexual area, and the energy gets stuck there when we keep strong emotions about sexual episodes in the past, could be abuses, or when we are having sexual addictions and those kind of stuff. A second energy center is right below your belly button, and the energy gets stuck there when we are having issues about who we are, when we are having issues related to victimization, to shame, to a very low self-esteem, and all those things produce pain, and that pain get energy stuck there, tension in the area. And the third energy center, the last of these three in the survival mode, the third energy center is in the pit of your gut. And in this case, the energy gets stuck when we live under a super strong competition feeling, when we need to compete to everyone and for everything, or in the commercial area, when we need, when we think that we need to sell and sell and sell and sell more, it's about an excessive sense of control. It's about pride, too much pride. It's about a very big ego. Remember, when we are having too much pride or ego, it's because we are confused. We are not this body. We are not this reality. We are energy. We are a sign being sent to this body. And that sign can change, can get better. And when we think about getting better, we need to discover that we get better when we go beyond competition, when we discover that what really works is cooperation. So, when we learn how the energy gets stuck in these three centers, we are ready to watch ourselves. We are ready to pay attention about our thoughts, our feelings, and go beyond them. All of these energy centers, all of them have their unique frequency, their unique mind, their unique level of vibration. So we need to learn how to feel each of them, and we need to learn how to feel the energy moving through them. So remember, when we think about people, things, places, and time, the whole time in our day, every day, the brain gets in a state of non-coherence, and that signal is going to be sent to the whole body, and that sign is going to produce that whole body stay in the same non-coherent state. So how we get better, how we can recover a coherence and balanced state of being? The first step, we just mentioned it, is remembering, don't identify yourself as who you are. Put your attention, place your attention, place your energy in no one, nobody, nothing, nowhere, and no time. When we get that state of mind, we are ready to be free, we are ready to feel ourselves as energy, and we are ready to make the energy go upwards. When we do that, when we think, when we feel that we are energy, that we are not really no one, nobody, in no time, nothing, and nowhere, and we can combine that practice with an elevated emotion. Could be joy, could be gratitude, could be inspiration, could be love. When we combine those two things, we are elevating our energy, and when the energy goes beyond the third center and reaches the fourth center in the middle of our chest, the energy gets to the heart. And I'm going to share with you a lot of information, because nowadays a lot of research and studies are being able to everybody to look at them and to learn The Heart Math Institute in Boulder Creek, California, is producing a huge amount of information about these kind of experiences. When we open our focus, when we go from judgment, worries, to think, from people, to place, to time, to things, and all that thing that get our vision, our focus narrow. When we move from there to feel our energy, to feel as energy, we open our focus. And when we combine that with elevated emotions, it makes that our heart beats in a very coherent way. And that means the heart gets into a new rhythm, order, and balance. And when that happens, this organ is super powerful. We know now that the Heart Math Institute is showing us very clear about the science of elevate our emotions, the science of opening our heart. When that happens, a huge amount of energy, a huge amount of energy field is being created. And when that happens, our heart start in coherence with our brain, and they work as one system. Look how nice Greg Braden show us in these pictures. When this happens, when we are able to observe our thoughts, our emotions, when we are trying to do that, we need to learn about brainwaves. Not because we have to know the names, beta, alpha, theta, and gamma. No, that's not important. What we need to know is that the brain functions in different levels of frequencies. If I want to be aware of my inside world, when I want to be aware of my emotions, my subconscious thoughts, I need to relax. I need to focus on energy, feel the energy, opening my focus and going beyond people, things, places, and time to energy. And that means get in the alpha brain waves. More information. In 1991, a new science was created. Which one? It's called neurocardiology. Why? Because it was discovered that our heart has 40,000 neurons. Again, 40,000 neurons. They are called sensitive neurons. What is this new science, neurocardiology, giving us? This new science, neurocardiology, and all these discoveries are showing us that our heart has the potential to learn, remember, sense, and feel independently of our brain. Our heart has its brain, its own brain, able to act and feel and make decisions by itself. Look at this picture now, where we can see what happens to our body when we place our attention on people, things, places, and time, and how we lose the connection with the energy field, and what happens when we place our attention on energy, and what happens to our body as a magnet. Therefore, when we are talking about feeling ourselves as energy, when we say that I need to feel the energy moving upwards through the energy center, that is the importance of the blessing of the energy center. That is the importance of that powerful meditation that teaches us to feel each of the energy center and to feel and to learn how to move our energy upwards. More information. Look at this picture where Joe Dispenza shows how the energy is being moved from the energy centers, through the energy centers, in what he calls a prana tube. So again, this happens when we move from particle to wave, from thinking about people, things, places, and time, to thinking and feel about energy. When that happens, we move from particle to wave, and we are able to move our energy through this tube. And how does this happen? Look at this. This is so amazing. When we breathe, when we are in the present moment, and we pay attention to our breathing, when we inhale, the skull gets open a little bit, and something called the cerebrospinal fluid, it's able to move through the spinal cord and get all the way down and all the way up. That fluid takes, in a normal way, 12 hours to travel. If we learn how to move, how to make our energy flow, this journey is a lot more quick. And what is this fluid? This fluid is very simple. It's information. It's information. It's proteins traveling around our spinal cord. Talking about healing now. How does the healing happen? Okay, when our heart starts beating in a coherence and balance state, remember, our heart and our brain begin to work as one system. And when that happens, our automatic nervous system work also in balance. Therefore, our automatic nervous system is going to work also in a better state of coherence. And think about this. The sympathetic system is that one in charge of our digestion, our breathing, our heal when we have like small cut in our skin. It heals very quick. So think about what could happen if we place our attention, our clear intention in the sympathetic system. Just an example. There are research that shows that when we focus our attention in energy, when we bless our energy centers and we reach an elevated emotion, we rise the level of something called immunoglobulin, which is a super powerful chemical that our body produces to protect ourselves and to get more immunization. I'm going to show you this research, the study that Joe Dispenza and his team made in Washington with 4 days of meditation, of breathing in elevated emotions. Pay attention. Did you see that? Just 4 days. 3 times per day, 10 minutes, breathing, blessing the energy centers, reaching a high and elevated emotion. They boost the immunoglobulin almost 50%. And not only that, the stress hormones get low between 15 and 20%. We can do this without any pharmacy, without any outside chemical. This is our power. This is recover our power of healing. More information, you can check it out. Gary Schwartz, University of Arizona. Gary Schwartz and his team were trying to study the connection between brain and heart, between these two guys, and they couldn't understand how that connection, that communication was that strong. They couldn't explain it by chemicals, but electrical connection, until they discover that this level of communication between heart and brain was produced by a super powerful electromagnetic signal. By a super powerful electromagnetic field that the heart produced and involved the brain. All this research, all these studies are showing us that we can regulate our state of being independently of the outside conditions. We can regulate our internal state just like a skill, voluntarily creating heart coherence. But this needs knowledge and practice. More information. Take a look at these pictures that Gray Braden are showing us. Look at this beauty. They discover that our heart and our brain, when they get in coherence, the frequency is the same. They measure the frequency, and that's it, 0.1, 0.10 hertz. And look at this, more research discover that the same frequency, 0.10 hertz, is the frequency of the Earth electromagnetic field. In other words, this is another example of the fractal new universe that we are living in. That this new vision of the universe, the same frequency in a small system and the same frequency in bigger systems. Practice. Practice. Brainwaves. Blessing the energy centers. Fill your heart with love, kindness, gratitude, compassion, inspiration. And I'm telling you, I was in an arena with more than 1,000 people practicing this. More than 1,000 people in the same frequency, elevating our emotions, and I felt that frequency. I felt that energy. So when I'm saying recovering our power, remembering who we are, let me tell you, I don't have words. I don't have words in any language that can explain, that can describe what I felt. When I'm saying recovering our power, remembering who we are, let me tell you, I was in an arena with more than 1,000 people in the same frequency, with the same high emotions, and I'm telling you, all kind of sickness, all kind of disease starts as an imbalance of energy. So when you are able to recover your balance, when we are able to recover our energy field, when we are able to go beyond our beliefs, when we are able to focus on energy, anything can happen. Let me tell you, I watch all kind of disease being solved. All kind. Cancer? Yes. Blindness? Yes. Allergies? Whatever. This means recover our power. Thank you for your attention. I hope you like the video. It was just an intent of share information, share an experience. Thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. You can give me a like, you can share it with your friends, and you can join my channel. Thank you.